There we go. We are recording and we are live. Hello, hello.
How is
Ah,
everybody out there today in
yes,
Intuition of the Soul?
yes, the soul tribe there. Yeah. Well, I know we are so thankful that we're going live because we were just talking about all the Facebook, internet connection problems we've been having the last couple of days. So kind of feel like there might be a lot of us in that same boat.
Hmm. Yeah, I was talking to another person who did a meditation last night. It shut down 4 times.
Oh, ooh,
And Sandra was saying she couldn't get live either. So,
yeah. But we are now, so we're excited. And we are here with Sandra Pelly. And we are going to talk about the empowering extravaganza once again, because it's not too late to sign up.
hmm and we so encourage you to sign up. It's going to be this amazing treat you give yourself, but more importantly, it takes you to just this other whole level. And I would say, without I can see I'm glitching. Um, I would say that it has helped me with all of these glitches. That's for darn sure. To go, you know, talk to the higher self, work with the little me, and let it be what it's supposed to be.
So I would love for Sandra to talk a little bit about that for our page, because I know she talks about it on her page and we've been on there, but I just want you to share some more of that with our soul tribe.
For sure. First of all, I love it because we're on intuition of the soul, and that soul energy comes with many pieces to it. It comes with the soul energy that is our body, our physical body, but it's also the little you and that higher self. And both of them are very intimate guides. That little you is woven through everything that we're seeing in our entire life. It's honestly, we're looking through our adult eyes, but we're looking through our child version of ourselves still in many cases. It's our lack of confidence, our anxiety, our fears. Sometimes it's our silliness at things, or laughing inappropriately. All these different pieces of that. That's that little you that's intimately woven inside of ourselves. And in the Empowering Extravaganza, we're going to actually be connecting with that little you. And it's really simple, easy steps. You'll actually, for those of you who know me, you know how simple it is. And I'm all about empowering each individual. And it's about the simple steps. Our human mind thinks it has to contrive all these weird steps to do anything. In fact, if you've watched mathematics in the schools from when we were children to what it's like in schools now, it's insanity. Like, it's no longer 1 + 1. It's got a weird combinations of stuff to figure out simple math. And why is the human mind creating all these difficult steps when all we need to do are small, simple steps? And that's what this Empowering Extravaganza is going to bring you. So I'm just going to dial it back a little bit. The first thing that we're covering is empaths. And I feel that this is a really, really important part of it, because everybody on the planet Earth is an empath to some degree, whether they're aware of it or not. You're being bombarded by all of this crazy energy. And you know what? That's why our internets are going haywire. It's why, like right now, I don't know if you guys, you ladies, I imagine you're probably really aware of this, but we're having this conversation this morning. I'm going to get slightly off track for just a moment. We had a conversation in our Empowering the Healer Within membership, and the conversation was about how we're activating up. And it's almost as though we're going backwards in the energy, because all these abandonment issues and things are starting to come up. All of these weird pieces are starting to come up now. And because of that, this other awarenesses are coming in. And it's a really weird place to be at. And many people, I know myself, have been going through really weird energy. And that energy is what I'm talking about when we start talking about being an empath. And I know you ladies have experienced being an empath as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you
In
weird
more than one category. I know there's quite a few different categories, and I can resonate with like probably 2 or 3 of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, you were going to say something?
Oh, I said I can go with the weird energy. You can see what's happening to my internet right now. So
So that empathic part of our call, the empowering, first of all, the empowering extravaganza is like a conference. Like Kitty said, it's a treat. You get to do it in your own home. You get to dress however you like. If you could have your hair in curlers if you wanted. We do come on camera, but it's such a beautiful supportive group that really is there for one another. And it's nobody talking at anybody. I'm not there to go, this is how you do things. You literally take what resonates with you and you run with that. And the beauty of that is the entire group all comes in from their own walks of life, as well as their spiritual walks of life. And they shift and understanding things from everybody's perspective is what's coming through, rather than me saying this is how it is. Because by all means, I'm not like that. I would rather you guys each learn how to do things on your own. I will give you the simple tools and walk you through how to do it. But from there, then you empower yourselves. That's why it's called the Empowering Extravaganza. So when we tap into that empathic parts of ourselves, we as Amy was saying, there is more than one kind. There's actually 8 kind that I know of sitting here right now, and there may even be more branches of that from there. But we talk about those. You get to learn what the levels are, and it's not like one is above the other, but there's just so many different types of empaths. And then we also talk about the tools that we can use to help cope with those empathic abilities. And like Amy said, she knows for sure that she's 2 or 3. I know for sure that I'm like, I think 6 of 8 of them. And it's learning how to cope with that, right? It truly is.
Oh, yes.
well,
Yeah, because I mean, and I think sometimes we don't even realize what that is. For some of us that are just kind of starting out on our spiritual walk or our path, we're like, why do I get this? Why don't I like to do this? And we don't realize how that energy is impacting us, you know? And so that's what's so good to learn about what type of empath you are for understanding, but also for protection and knowing how to deal with it when you are overwhelmed with energy that you're not really sure where it's even coming from.
Yeah.
well, and
Yeah.
it's very important because it also helps you define your tools, define what you have. And so I know on one of them, I'm a unifier, and that's pretty much my focus one. And um, it allows me then to spend my time there and not follow the interests that kind of go along with that. So it is really interesting when you start to learn about how to be empowered, then you start to feel the energy that works best with you, and then you help connect at much deeper levels, including to the point where sometimes you feel like, wow.
Exactly. And you know what, I just want to kind of maybe touch base on what an empath is. It's about being able to feel something that may not be your own. So, or have an intuitive hit that may be totally feel like it's irrelevant. And I'm going to give you an example of that. I was standing beside my girlfriend, and just totally out of the blue, I said something to her along the lines of, wow, I'm really feeling the need to tell you that you need some vitamin K. I was gonna say special K. Vitamin K is what you need. And she's like, okay, whatever. And anyway, she went home and she was going through her things at home, her medicines and that. And she realized that she had actually missed taking one of her medicines, which was really important to her rheumatoid arthritis. And it was potassium, which I believe is vitamin K. So it was, and I had no idea where this was coming from, but I intuitively knew that her body was needing it. And I said it to her. And both of these ladies have had those intuitive hits that are because of their empathic skills. It draws you down that path, just like Kitty was mentioning there. It draws you down that path in the direction where the information wants to take you, especially if you're, as Amy is, with the psychic medium end of it, it pulls you in the direction of that ant that's wanting to get a hold of you. Or if it's the stars, it's that aligning with the stars. So it's really important to understand what type of empath you are, so you can use that tool for your benefit rather than be hindered by it.
Yes.
Well, so tonight I have a little story to share. We went to, we've always had the same person do our taxes, and we went to H&R Block. And I was sitting there, and I got a message, and I said to Spirit, oh no, I'm not doing this at my tax return. And,
Unless it's gonna help you, you know, you have to pay in less or something.
you know, and it was like, so a year ago, I would have sat there and gone, should I say this? And inside I went, nope, nope. It's all right, Spirit. You know, it wasn't a huge message, but I got this whole impression about her dog and her child. And I'm like, no, we're not going there. So, you know.
I love that, Kitty. I love that because you know what? That's so important. Understanding that we have the right to say no, that we can put up that boundary. And that's why understanding what an empath is, what those levels are, what the kinds are, is so important because now we can actually say no to this instead of wondering, oh, should I say something? Should I not say something? Or what is that? You know, that understanding is huge.
That's the empowerment.
Yeah.
That there is a choice. It isn't that I turn it on and I have to go 150 miles at an hour. I can be empowered to go, no, you know, kind of go back with Spirit and say, thank you very much, but I'm not doing that. you know, and I acknowledge that I got and I sent it to their higher self. So I'll send this information to their higher self, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what empowering is. It's really being able to be who you are and understand that you have these parts and they're communicating constantly.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
what you said about the higher self. So in the Empowering Extravaganza, which is May 10th, 11th, and 12th, that's 3 full days. And there's a newsletter. There's been all kinds of newsletters being put out on the intuition of the soul. Every one of them is highlighting little bits of information. Amy's was there, Kitty's was there yesterday, I think. We've got a couple fun fact ones coming up. So take a moment to read these little email notices that are coming up on the page or in the group, I mean, and event notices. And there's a part in there, it may say the word register, but what it does is it takes you to even more information about the Empowering Extravaganza. It talks about some of the things that we're doing in there, as well as some of the other aspects of that, how to move forward with that. And once we deal, I'm going to take, I just like the word deal. Once we work or play with that, understanding what the empath is about, then we're going to go and play with our little U's. And that's where the real fun begins. And I'll be honest with you guys, there are some emotions. Some emotions come up because what happens when we work with this little you, as I mentioned, it's very intimately woven within you and it's affecting you as an adult. And when we do the process that we're going to do, and these are guided, I have no idea what we're doing going in. I give over to my guides and I allow this to channel through me for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and for the greatest good of all. And with those guidelines and parameters in place, what you're ready to work with, whether you are physically right now sitting here aware of it, or whether you're unconsciously aware of it, what you're ready to work with is what comes up for you. And it's been really amazing to listen and be in a group as we support one another through that entire process. In the last one of the women had usually, I'm stumbling over my tongue today. Conception to 7 years of age is what the little you kind of work is usually around. However, other ages will come up as we peel back the proverbial onion. For one woman, it was a 12 years of age event that was coming up for her. And then once she understood it, it really helped to move her back further in her time since coming to the Empowering Extravaganza. She's been able to go back further and discover more layers of that. But it's what you're ready to work with is what comes through. And I think that's really important to understand. How was that experience for you, ladies?
Well, the little you for me is it's been something, especially in the year 2020, to really take a look at. And for me, because many people know this, I lost my first mother very young, and then just before then, I lost my second mother. So coming back to that little you, and even the two girls that lost their mother at different ages, was really very interesting to work with and realize how much they still were related. So,
And I just love that, you know, what you said earlier really resonated with me. It's like you look at things you know, as an adult through the eyes of your little you. And I don't think people always realize that. So a lot of those fears, anxieties were, you know, were developed then or passed on then. I know I always do a lot of work with, okay, these are not, you know, these are not my fears. These might be fears of my mother or something like that, but they're not mine. So I can give those back, you know, heal them and give them back, right, Kitty? But I
Heal 'em
mean,
and
I
give
don't
'em
think
back.
people realize that even though you're this age now, there's a lot of still seeing things through the eyes of that little you because it was just such an important time in our development. So it really does bring up a lot of stuff for healing, and it's just amazing. I really enjoyed that, but you know, I'm kind of like nerdy like that, that I like to do that. I'm very much introspective and I want to go back and look at that stuff, but it really was very powerful.
Good, good.
Yeah,
And
I just
go ahead,
wanted to
Kate.
add to that, that one of the things I have really learned from that empowering is when I'm in a place where I'm even closing my eyes, I'm trying to decide something, I remember to pause now and talk to the little you, because
Yeah.
often that's the part of me that's the most confused. And when I stop
Mhm.
and deal with that, it's a whole, I don't find myself in so many of those confusing things because I'm more in touch as I go along, the empowerment piece. So,
That's
I love
nice. I love that.
yeah.
that. Well, and these are the type of tools you walk away with. And these ladies were both participants in the last one and are coming back as guest speakers in this one. And I'm just so thrilled to have that occur because as we work through the little you stuff, then as a group too, we're working with the higher self as well. Kitty had mentioned the higher self earlier, and that higher self is a really intimate part of ourselves. And we did something that was part of the process with one of the other guest speakers at the last one was this beautiful love letter from our higher selves. And ideally, we may be doing something like that again. We're unsure what we're doing when we go into this. It's entirely up to these guides that are coming through. Yes, there's a guidance, there's a playbook that will be coming to you as you actually participate, choose to step into this, that they went out in the mail today. So print yours off, ladies, as the guest speakers even. There's the couple first pages there that just kind of walk you through some of the things that to ask. Like it's like, what do you want, or what do you think you'll get out of this experience? What do you want to work with in this experience? And it's really empowering because after the empowering extravaganza, I actually sit down and I take about another hour with each one of you individually and go over the material to make sure that it's all clear, to make sure there's no hiccups, to make sure that you feel comfortable moving forward as well. And I think that's really important to know that it's not just getting together in this beautiful retreat, but that you're going to get the follow-up coverage as well. And Kitty and Amy are very much about making sure that you've got what you need in place as well. And we'll be doing that on their end of things as well. And they have some beautiful packages to offer too.
Right. And we're still
empowering.
part of a smaller Facebook group that can check in, and there have been times where somebody had said something and somebody purposely finds it and posts it. So now we've got some new information and stuff. So that's really pretty cool too. So there's still that follow through. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, so yeah, it's Monday, May 10th, 11th, 12th. I talked a little bit about the empaths. I talked about the higher self. We actually do 3 physical processes in this. The healing, the facilitating the healing with the little you on the first day. We do a higher self process on the second day. And then we go back and we revisit the little you and see what wants to come through on that day. And usually it's another very joyful exercise that the little you leads us through. And that, as well as we have a fun night planned on Monday night, and that's going to be decided between the 3 of us what we're going to be doing on that coming up to there. So that will be at the surprise. The unveiling will happen at whatever time zone you're in. And what else do you guys want to add to this?
well, a little surprise announcement. We have one more half off that we'd like to sponsor someone coming. So if you're really thinking about it, and you can, and even if you can't make quite all of the time, you'll get a recording. And so please type below that you're interested and we'll contact you and we'll go from there. I'm very excited.
Yes, or even if you just have some questions about it, you know, reach out to us. We can give you more information of, you know, what we're doing, you know, how it works, any of that kind of stuff. But if you're interested, we would love, love, love to have more people from our group join. That's
Yes.
just so exciting because
It's fun.
we're really starting to get to know some of our members, and I just love that. I mean, it's really nice right now. So this would be a great way for us to get to know you better. So if you're interested.
So thank you. We just wanted to jump on and make this little surprise one more announcement and have another chance to talk with Sandra. We hope to see you there. And if you're on the fence, just jump off and come join us. So
On our side.
on our side. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandra, for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. And I mean, she's got a lot of it, so you don't want to miss this.
All right. We'll see you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.